I'm going to be attempting to bolt this down to my work table. The only challenge I have is making sure that the holes that I drill are the right distance apart and they're square with the edge of the table. So what I'm going to do is use a piece of graph paper, flip this over, and try to line up the two holes identically on these lines here, and poke through where the drill holes can go. And we'll line that up with the edge of the table. Make sure it's in frame here. And then we should have a good spacing between the two bolt holes for attaching this to the table. The paper is going to show me how far apart the two drill holes I need to make will be, but I want to make sure I'm far enough away from the edge of the table as well. So this is the front of the grinder, and the center of that hole is 3 inches away from the edge of the grinder base. So I'm going to give it about 4 inches away, since the actual front of the grinder is beyond the base, and that should give me good clearance so that everything stays on the work table. So I'm going to mark a line. Actually, I'm going to do 4 1/4 just to be safe. So here is, I really only needed 2 dots, but I put 3 just to make sure one of mine wasn't inaccurate. And I'm just gonna draw a rough line through them so I know how far away 4 1/4 inches is. And now I want this far enough away from my vise that it's still operational. And that to me looks like it's far enough away from the wall and far enough away from my vise. So I'm going to mark right here how far away the two holes are. So I'm finding the line on here, finding the line on this part of the graph paper, and I'm just going to darken through the holes I made on the bottom of the vise, and then I will drill through this hole. Because the bolts are 3 1/4 inches and this drill bit is 3 1/4 inches, I'm going to go through and then ream it out a little bit to give me a little bit of clearance around the bolts, but not too much because I do want it to be fairly snug in there. Line this up with those holes I created. Now we have both bolts through. They both went through flush, and I got about an inch of clearance in front of the workpiece so that when you look up from the bottom you still have some clearance here away from the edge, or at least we're flush. We zoom out, go under here. I have just enough room underneath here to attach the washer and the nut, so I'll be doing that. And now we have it mounted and running.